Hi, today is March 23rd, 2024, and here are my poems for the day. The first one is poem number 455 for the year, New York T668066C. 2 days ago, as I was crossing from the east side to the west side of West End, I saw a car to my right coming to a stop at 77th Street, aka Miles Davis Way, as the light was turning from yellow to red. I looked both ways and then crossed on the red, as I do, knowing it would turn green for me in like 2 seconds. A car pulls out from behind the first car, changing lanes and speeding up so it can run the red light. I felt like I had to avoid getting hit by this maniac, although I probably didn't, but I was pissed off. It was stupid because the car had to wait at the next light anyway, and I figured as long as the car was stopped at the next light anyway, I might as well be a dick and run down the block and take a picture of his license plate, which was New York T668066C. I thought maybe I could make the driver worry that I was going to report him or something, but I had no intention of reporting him or anything. But I had every intention of writing a poem, or whatever the fuck this is, about him. Poem number 456, Weeds. It's tricky to weed out what you don't want without destroying what you really care about. Perhaps that's why my garden's full of weeds. Poem number 457, and it's a song called It Twists. It twists like a twister, like a braid, like a plot. It turns like the tide, like the world, like wheels. It ticks like a person, like a clock, like a bomb. It clicks like a light switch, like a pin, like heat. It bends like a note, like a river, like rubber. It flows like lava, like blood, like a poem. It cracks like a voice, like a back, like a joke. It breaks like a record, like a heart, like a home. It bends like a note, like a river, like rubber. It flows like lava, like blood, like a poem. It cracks like a voice, like a back, like a joke. It breaks like a record, like a heart, like a home. Poem number 458, Limit. I enjoy posting these daily poems on Instagram, but the 2,200 character limit bothers me. It is very seldom that I don't exceed it on a 5-poem day, let alone a 7-poem day like today. This poem is here to say, if you're reading this on Instagram, there are more poems in the comments, but you don't get the link to the Monty Python sketch referenced in the next one, because links don't work in Instagram comments. And if you're reading this on Facebook, there's a link in the comments. Poem number 459, Just Typing. Sometimes I wonder why I haven't gotten into more trouble. I feel as though I've crossed a lot of lines. Maybe I don't cross the lines that get people in trouble. Maybe I'm lucky. Maybe I'm invisible. Maybe no one knows what I'm doing. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I'm not doing anything. Maybe I just sit here and words come out of my fingers automatically. Maybe I don't want to watch Feud, Capote versus the Swans, because Capote would have said the same thing about me that he said about the Beats. That's not writing, that's just typing. Or maybe he would have said something worse, or maybe he would have said nothing. Probably he would have said nothing. And there's only one thing in the world worse than being talked about, and that is not being talked about. And your majesty is like a dose of clap, and your majesty is like a stream of bat's piss, and your majesty is like a big jam donut with cream on the top. Poem number 460, The Unimaginable Present. Once again, I tied one on last night, but at least I didn't have a big jam donut with cream on the top. They make vegan versions of those these days. It's 2024, you know. Back when I was a kid, 2024 was the unimaginable future, but it's still unimaginable. It's still unimaginable, but it's not the future anymore. I'm going to start that one over. I missed something important. Poem number 460, The Unimaginable Present. Once again, I tied one on last night with food, but at least I didn't have a big jam donut with cream on the top. They make vegan versions of those these days. It's 2024, you know. Back when I was a kid, 2024 was the unimaginable future. It's still unimaginable, but it's not the future anymore. And last poem of the day, poem number 461, Overcoming. I expect to find happiness today, but the rain is really raining. I have to go out in it, but it won't be for long. But I may not find happiness until I go out into that awfulness. Until I go out into it, it will be awfulness. Once I go out, it will just be what it is, and I will be fine, and being fine will make me happy. Read that one a little long, but we're long enough as it is, 5:23 minutes, 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes. Anyway, if you're still here, I appreciate you. And if you're not, I also appreciate you, but you wouldn't know because you wouldn't be here.